This is Murder with Mike's Wife. Tonight's story, Marquis Martin. Tonight we'll tell the story of Marquis Martin. He was last seen on February 9, 2020 at a Monticello gas station. He was just a young man with so much life ahead of him. But on March 7, 2020, near a small creek outside of Wilmer, Arkansas, his remains would be recovered. It was a tragedy that is still lingering in that Arkansas community. Now, the autopsy showed a gunshot wound to the head, and the death was ruled a homicide.
Marquis Martin was born in August 1993 to a loving home, and he grew up in the area. He played sports in school, worked in logging and for the city, and was known by family and friends as outgoing and hardworking. His obituary and community remembrances describe a young man who mattered to his family and to local church and school communities.
Yeah, and the public timeline that we can definitely confirm begins with the last known sighting at that Monticello gas station on February 9, 2020. And then, nothing. The family would have to report him missing. And weeks later, the family received a very odd ransom text demanding money and warning them not to call the police. And of course, that message, as most of us would do, was shared with investigators. The body was found in early March, and the case moved from a missing person investigation at that time to the homicide investigation.
In 2023, local leadership formally requested the Arkansas State Police Criminal Investigation Division to take over the case, and the sheriff said that he had contacted federal partners for assistance. That step was taken to bring additional resources and outside review to a case that had been handled locally since the discovery.
It seems like might have been a good idea to outsource there.
Yeah.
This family and community response has been persistent, y'all. They have created memorials. They've painted his name on bridge rails, held gatherings to keep attention on the case. And over time, social media circulated rumors, though, and speculation, which has increased public pressure, but it has also complicated the search for verified leads. The family continues to ask for credible tips and for the community to avoid spreading unverified accusations.
The discovery site near the creek north of Wilmer is important to investigators because location choice can indicate whether a body was concealed, transported, or left to be found. Local reporting documented the recovery and the early investigative statements about the scene and identification of the remains.
So tonight we're just going to talk about some of the responsible theory ideas based on the public record and investigative logic. Theory 1. This very well could have been a targeted attack by someone who knew Marquis, which would direct investigators to examine relationships, recent conflicts, and of course any communications that Marquis had that day. Theory 2. This could have been an abduction or robbery that got out of hand and escalated. Now that would focus attention on suspicious vehicles, any people seen near the gas station or along likely travel routes. And that third theory, this could have been just a dispute that turned violent, possibly involving alcohol or drugs or a sudden argument. Now that would lead investigators to look for witnesses who would have recalled heated interactions or threats.
Each theory requires different evidence to support it. Targeted attacks often leave a motive trail such as financial disputes, jealousy, or retaliation. Opportunistic crimes often leave physical traces like tire tracks or surveillance matches. Disputes that escalate may be corroborated by witness statements or by digital records showing heated exchanges. None of these theories is an accusation. They are investigative frameworks that guide where to look next.
Yes, and we're just putting this out there for other people to go do their own investigation and to raise awareness to this case. And always remember, y'all, if y'all have any information that help in this case, the things that will help most are specific, verifiable details, dates, times, locations, vehicle descriptions, partial plate numbers, names, or any unusual activity around that time. Make sure and do not post accusations online, please. If you have anything to post, contact official tip lines and investigators so evidence can be preserved and, of course, followed up properly.
I will close with 3 reflections. 1, investigations require both forensic science and careful understanding of human behavior. 2, memory is fallible and trauma alters recall, so corroboration matters. Witness statements are strongest when supported by physical or digital evidence. 3, community support is vital, but must be balanced with patience, respect, and a commitment to verified facts rather than rumor.
Yeah, of course. And if you have any credible information, y'all, do us a favor and please contact Crime Stoppers or local law enforcement around Monticello, Arkansas, and let evidence guide justice, y'all. As always, watch your back, be careful in dark alleys, and this has been Murder with Mike's Wife. We'll see you next time.